All right, hello 1101 class. My name is Brian Murphy. I'll be your instructor for this semester. And I wanted to make a video really quick going over the syllabus, some important points from the syllabus, and some things you're going to need to know. So first I want to say that the syllabus is subject to change. If I do alter the syllabus, if I do, for example, change an assignment or move a reading or something like that, I will give you ample notice that I've done that via both Blackboard announcement and email. So the first thing, if you will go ahead and pull up the syllabus on Blackboard, if you haven't done that already, you go into Blackboard, into the course homepage, and on the left there you should see a little tab, list of things you can click on, and the word syllabus is fixated therein. Click on the syllabus tab, it'll open up another page that has Murphy syllabus listed, and you can click on that and you should be able to see everything. So, okay, first of all, my contact information is listed on the syllabus. In the interest of not giving that out to the general internet, I will leave that out of this video, but you could find my email address as well as a Google Voice account that I'm currently using for my phone. I am not going to be visiting my office on the Coweta campus very much this semester, so all office hour type things are going to have to be dealt with digitally. There are a number of ways we can do that. You can correspond with me by email, and I check my email several times a day. I'm usually pretty good about that. We can also do something called a collaborate session, and a collaborate session is where you go in through Blackboard, and it's got like a digital classroom sort of thing, and it's kind of like this with a webcam and a mic, and we can have a one-on-one conversation that way. Or you could call my Google Voice account. There have been some glitches with the Google Voice, but for the most part, I've been getting those phone calls. So keep that in mind. Those are the ways you can reach me. The prerequisites, you need 0090 with a minimum grade of C or better, so one of the 900 courses. Of course, not everyone has to take those, so you're probably in the right place. Let's see, late work policy, this is important. For major essays, I do 10 points a day, okay? And I know that especially now, we got a lot of life happening scenarios. If you get in a mix that you really just can't get out of, the best thing you can do for your situation is communicate with me. So, for example, if something happens and you know that it's going to be very difficult for you to submit an assignment or something to that effect, if you send me an email ahead of time and communicate your issues with me, I am very much more likely to work with you on those deadlines than I am if you're just to email me 3 days after the fact and say, hey, this happened, can I hand this in late? Otherwise, it's 10 points a day. So unless you have some kind of emergency that you can talk to me about, communicate with me about, it's 10 points a day, and that adds up pretty quick. So please make sure that you do your writing assignments on time. Discussions, I typically don't take discussions late unless you have some sort of extraneous circumstance. Just because discussions are there so that you can participate, and if you do them late, it's like you're not even participating. So I tend to not accept those late, only under special circumstances. The Turnitin policy, unlike a lot of professors who use Safe Assign, I use Turnitin for my assignments. I'm just familiar with it and I prefer it. I think the plagiarism check is better. So all major writing assignments will be submitted through Turnitin. These drop boxes are embedded in Blackboard. I will put them in the writing assignments folder, and so you should be able to just attach your essay as you would any other sort of document. Another thing I want to say is that you really need to make sure that you're using Microsoft Word. The school gives away a free Office suite, or by using your school email, you can get a free Office suite from them, which is usually fairly expensive. So I recommend that if you don't have this, you take advantage of it. But you need to download that and use the word processor that is most common, which is Microsoft Word. Google Docs is okay. However, when you download the file to a Word file, a lot of times there are conversion errors. Things get moved around, and I end up taking off points for that. And I get a lot of emails like, hey, it was right before I saved it, and then I saved it from Google Docs, and now it's all different. If you had Microsoft Word, this wouldn't be an issue, so try to get that. One thing about the content advisory, we do have some short readings to do this semester, which is sort of outside content. Um, some of this content is a little bit disturbing, and I understand issues with material, and I understand that certain themes and certain messages and things like that can be sort of difficult. But I'm not going to dismiss any content on the basis of moral objection, because I don't think this content is particularly inappropriate. It may be somewhat challenging or somewhat difficult in terms of your ethical sensibilities, but if that's the case, I ask that you just try to tough it out to the best of your ability. It's not that I don't understand your approach, it's just that these are important texts and we need to get to them. So that's just a brief content advisory. There is some content that that you should be aware of. We're going to be reading some short stories that have some difficult themes, and so please be prepared for those. Let's see. The next thing, plagiarism and academic dishonesty. And I really hate giving this, but I have to say it. If you plagiarize an assignment in my class, you will get a 0 in that assignment. You plagiarize a major essay, they're each worth 20%. So you do the math. I mean, the highest you can get with a plagiarized essay is an 80. And that is not ideal for anybody. Most people will find it difficult to pass under those circumstances. So I highly advise you not to plagiarize. We will go over extensively what plagiarism is and how to avoid it. I'll give you a slideshow as well as a supplemental video to explain plagiarism and how to avoid it, because you can plagiarize by accident. So it's important to know what it is so you don't open those pitfalls. But please don't plagiarize. It's my least favorite part of the job is dealing with academic dishonesty, but I have to come down on it. So let's not go there. Okay, so what else? General rules, withdrawals. If you withdraw before the withdrawal date, you can receive a W in the class, but after the withdrawal date, you get a WF. The withdrawal date should be listed on the calendar. The next thing I want to go to is the grade breakdown. Okay, so the grade breakdown, I've got my fun little index cards here to give you a visual. I'm always trying to provide a visual. So the grade breakdown is 60, 20, 20 in terms of percentage categories. The first percentage category is 60% for major writing assignments. There are 3 major writing assignments. They are each about 1,000 words in length, which is roughly 3 pages. They are in MLA format, which is a tricky and tedious thing that we're going to have to learn. And there are, like I said, there are 3 of them spaced out through the semester. The semester is only 8 weeks long, so all this stuff is crammed in there, and we really need to make sure that we get to it. So that's the bulk of the grade, 60% major writing assignments. The next thing, discussion posts. There's 1 discussion a week, every week. There are 8 weeks, 8 discussions. I will post the discussion on Sunday night, perhaps Monday morning in certain circumstances, but it'll be there for you. You go in, do the discussion. Try to get to it quick, because the sooner you do the discussion, the better. Because if you wait, what happens is a few people end up with a lot of comments on their discussions, and some people who do it later don't have any, and the point is to get you all talking. So try to do those in a timely manner. If you have to wait to the last minute because of work or something like that, I get it, but try to stay on top of that stuff. And the last one is response papers. So there are, as I mentioned earlier, there are some outside readings. There are 4 response readings. They're in the response reading folder on Blackboard, which is all the way at the bottom under the lessons folder. The response readings are chosen by me. They're just some interesting. I like to incorporate literature. Makes things interesting. We can talk for 8 weeks about rhetorical strategies, or we can do a little reading and get some more interesting stuff going on. So I have these 4 readings for you. They are The Allegory of the Cave by Plato, Shirley Jackson's The Lottery, A Modest Proposal by Jonathan Swift, and Martin Luther King Jr., Letter from a Birmingham Jail. Not necessarily in that order. Please check the schedule. So what I want you to do is read each of these when they are assigned, and then produce a 1-page response paper, which will have a prompt to go with it. So I'll give you a little bit of like a cue as to how you should go about producing the 1-page response. But it's between 300 and 400 words, and just kind of tell me what you gathered from the reading. What did the reading mean? How did it affect you? How should we consider it? Why is it useful? Those kinds of things. I just want to get you engaging with reading material. So That's 20%. There are 4 of those. They're 1 page long. And that's it, folks. 8 discussions, 3 essays, 4 responses. 8 weeks. It may seem like a lot. It's actually, I've cut some assignments out, believe it or not, from the course shell. So hopefully this isn't too crazy. I think we'll be able to manage it. But that's what I'm expecting from you, and so you should be able to get started on most of that stuff. We're going to be talking about rhetorical strategies very soon. I'm going to produce a video where we go over all of the strategies. You can also see the essay prompt now in Blackboard, which will tell you which strategies are available to use for the first essay. Okay, so that's all I got for this video, and we will talk more soon. Thanks very much.